Next item is one we've added at the last second, and that is 1440p. 1440p. This is something I've converted to and I'm sticking with. I'm going to guess nobody has a problem with that. It seems to have gone down really, really well. The quality improvement is noticeable in games like Skyrim. When I upload 1440p content, the compression seems to work better. Even if you're viewing it at 1080p, if you view it in 1440p on a 1080p monitor, it does look noticeably better, even though you're on 1080p. But even the 1080p render looks better to me. And I think it's because they use a different codec. Once you trigger the 1440p or higher limit, I think it triggers a different codec, and it seems to work a lot better in my opinion. So I can't think of any reason to go back. I obviously have a system now that's capable of recording 1440p and rendering it really well. It does it pretty damned fast, which was a big thing. And in actual fact, I can now record, because I'm using a Threadripper, I can record lossless Skyrim, which is pretty amazing. Lossless Skyrim. And I do mean lossless. Well, yeah, I mean, I can barely see the difference. To me, the footage, when I record it, not what I upload to YouTube, I know that doesn't look as like a perfect game. YouTube does its own thing, but the stuff I record, it doesn't matter where I'm recording or what I'm doing. My previous system recorded pretty well, and if I was wandering around town, it looked lossless. But as soon as I ran into the swamp outside Solitude, it would start getting the artifacting as I turned and ran and jumped. None of that anymore. 1440p recording, and it is really, really crisp. Is there an upload downside? There is an upload downside because I've actually doubled the bitrate of the final file now because it's 1440p. I don't think I needed to, but I'm doing it anyway. I am uploading at a lot higher bitrate. But I was uploading at a pretty high bit rate anyway, so now I'm doing a bit of overkill. But my upload link's pretty good, so it's not that big a deal. The render times would have been catastrophic had I not got the new machine, but in fact, I'm rendering videos faster now because I've got a Threadripper. It is a monster, and it's brilliant. So overall, there's no downside. As far as I can see. Thunderstorm coming. Oh, good night, Kawaii Gamer Cat. I hope the thunderstorm... Oh, excuse me, I got a hiccup. I hope the thunderstorm passes by quickly. You don't trust your power strip. I understand that. Yes. So, anyway, yeah. It's here to stay as far as I'm concerned. I don't think I'm going to upgrade to 4K because I really don't see any point. I know it probably will look better on some screens. If you are on a 4K monitor or a 4K TV in your living room, there might be some benefit, I suppose. But I'd say that was pretty remote. So upscaling to 4K, I don't think will give that big an improvement. It might give a little, but it will massively increase the render times. And well, I say massively. I could do it. I have a system that's capable of doing it. It is capable of recording it. The thing now is there a reason for me to want to play on 4K? And the answer is probably not. I'm enjoying 1440p. I'm finding it to be a lot more pleasant to look at, even with weak anti-aliasing. So honestly, I think I'm going to wait until 4K is something that is absolutely noticeable. It is something that really, you look at it and you think, that game looks better in 4K massively. And I have a system that can run something in 4K with all the bells and whistles and keep 60 frames a second. And I have to say, that's going to be, that's going to be one hell of a machine. I mean, I've got a 1080 Ti here. I actually think it would struggle on some titles to hit 60 frames a second on 4K. So, in fact, there are titles where I have to drop things down even now, and that's on 1440p. So, I'm worried about the time you have to pass alongside recording. Don't know what that means, I'm sorry. You also need a 4K monitor, and those don't grow on trees. Again, that's very true. I would need to upgrade my monitor, and again, because I sit very close to the monitor, I'm not sure at the moment how much benefit I would get from 4K, because I'm using a 27-inch monitor, and it's big enough. I'd probably have to go up to, what, 32 to really appreciate 4K? Or with a 4K monitor that was 27-inch, I suppose I would pretty much be able to turn off anti-aliasing, or use the really weak source post-processed anti-aliasing and have it look gorgeous. So I can see the benefits. I just don't think they're worth the costs, and there will be horrible costs. My 1080 Ti averages 72 frames per second and dips to like 62 in Witcher 3. It's still intensive. Right, this is at 4K. Yeah, I mean, I bet you can do it. I bet you could do it. It's just overall, at the moment, I'm not. I've got the system now. I've got the capture card that can handle it. I've got a render rig that can absolutely handle it. It's more than capable of doing it. It's now my gaming rig. It's now, do I want to upgrade the gaming rig? I probably would need a slightly better CPU. Actually, I don't know whether I would. It's odd. This CPU is old. It's an i7. It's the 4000 series, but it seems pretty good for most games. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. 1440p. Here to stay.